To make this felt heart banner, you're going to need a few supplies. You're going to need some embroidery floss, some twine or string for the actual string for the banner, some scissors, some stuffing, and this is 100% polyester fill. You're going to need a sewing needle and some pins, and you're going to need your felt. You can have any color that you want, but I have a light pink, a little bit darker of a pink, a purple, and a red. You will need a heart shape, and this is cut out and it's used as a stencil. And you're also going to need a pen of some sort, any kind of pen that you want to use that will mark on the felt fabric. I begin with cutting out the heart. We're going to now trace the shape onto our felt and try and space it to where you can use the majority of your felt and not waste it. Traced out onto your felt material, you're going to cut out your shapes. And once you have your hearts cut out, you're going to thread your sewing needle with your embroidery thread. You're going to take your pins and you're going to pin it together so it stays in place. Once you have your pins in place and you've pinned your two sides together, we're going to start sewing. You're going to take your needle with your embroidery thread on it, and you're going to start at the point down here. And you're going to start on the inside and bring your needle through. You're going to tuck that under. You're going to come back on the back side, bring your needle through about 1/4 inch apart. So pull it through. And before you pull all the way through, you're going to go through the loop. You're going to go back through the back side about 1/4 inch away from your first stitch. And you're going to repeat that step. You're going to do this until you go all the way around your heart, but you're going to leave a little bit of spacing so you can stuff it with the stuffing. So once you get closer to the end, since I'm pretty much stitched all the way around, I'm going to remove the pins. And I do have a little spacing here left. This is where you're going to stuff, where you're going to have a bit of a spacing left. You're not going to stitch it all the way up on the end, and we need this open so we can put the stuffing in. So we're going to take the stuffing, and again, this is the 100% polyester fiber fill, and you're just going to stuff it in there. Maybe have to do smaller bits at a time to get it to actually fit. And you will stuff it till it's pretty stuffed. You don't want to overstuff it, but you know, you can eyeball it however you want to put your stuffing in, how you want it to be. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up stitching. To the end, you want to come up through your last little, actually the first stitch, and kind of meet with it. Now you want to go through that stitch on the back side and come through inwards, come back through the inside. We're going to tie it from on the inside. Okay. Just tie your ends together in a little knot, and then just trim the excess embroidery thread. That way the knot is on the inside and you can't notice it. And there is the stuffed felt heart. You will make as many of these as you want to for the length of the banner that you want. Once you have all of your hearts cut out, stuffed, and sewn together, you're going to then thread them onto your twine. This is the twine that I use. I did get this from Michael's. And I'm actually going to thread it on with a yarn needle, just because the eye of the needle is very wide and big, enough to fit the twine through. So you'll thread your twine. You can also use yarn if you like. I'm using twine just because it's more decorative. It's pink and white striped, but you can use yarn for this. A yarn will work just fine. And just decide on what kind of pattern you want your hearts to go in. Oh, also, my twine is about 60 inches. You can make yours as long as you want, short as you want. I like for my banner to go across my window, so my window is kind of wide. You can hang these up to your windows. You can put them on a mantle. You can hang them, across a mirror. You're going to want to go more towards the top of the heart. But you don't want to go down too far on your heart, because if you were to go down more towards the middle or the bottom of the heart, when you have it on your twine or your yarn, your heart will actually probably flip due to the weight, since this is a bit bigger up top. So you do want to go more towards the top, and you want to stick your needle in between the two sides, and then you're going to stick the needle through, push it through the stuffing, and then come back out evenly on the opposite side. And then once it's through, you're just going to pull your heart onto the twine. And once you have all your hearts on, then you can actually space the hearts out. Also, once you have it hanging up, you can space your hearts out the width that you would like for them to be apart. And then we're just going to go with the pink one and do the same exact thing. And make sure that you're making it pretty much even. You're going through like the same stitch, sort of, through the same stitch. That way they hang evenly on your twine. So once you have all of your hearts on your twine, you'll go ahead and remove the needle, and then you can go ahead and tie a little loop on the end of both sides. That way you can hang it up. I'm going to hang mine up on my curtain rod. The finished banner with the little hearts on them, and once you have it hanging up, that is when you can space out your hearts on how far you want your hearts to be apart from each other. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye.